Okay, so this is Commander Sinister Hedgehog, and I'm going to be doing what I call a safe run to rescue people from the Titans. To be clear, this isn't the fastest, this is not the easiest, but this is by far and away the safest way I found of doing it. So it's going to be an end-to-end video. I'm going to go in, grab as many as I can, and get out of dodge and deliver them to a rescue ship. So first things first, I'm using a cutter. I've tried many different ships, and I feel the cutter's the best. And I emphasize this is the safest, not the easiest. Yes, it's a bit of a effort to get the hold of the cutter. You've got to rank up with the Imperials, but the cutter has several advantages over all the other ships I've tried. It has a ton of utility mounts, which you do need, so you can fit enough caustic sink launchers and heat sink launchers and Thargoid pulse neutralizers, which you all need to get into the Titan. It also has the ability to run a low-powered shield, which can be helpful, especially on your way in. You don't need a shield, but it can help getting into the thing without taking any damage on your way on the journey on the way in. Plus, it can run at 20% heat or less, and it can also boost to 500 meters per second, which should be enough to outrun interdictions on the way in. So we'll talk about this more when I've got some time. I don't want to waste a bunch of time discussing this when we can be flying. So let's just get going, and we'll talk about this more on the way in. So yes, let's launch, and we're off to the Titan Tyrannus, which is a good one because it's actually a very short super cruise to get in there. So let's get on our way. Now, yes, I'm using a docking computer. That makes me an evil person, I know, but you know, the color's a big ship, and I'm lazy. So we'll let the computer take us out, and we'll have a quick look at our modules. So, what do I have? I have a bi-wheel shield generator that's low draw, so it keeps it nice and cool. I've got a shield booster. I don't really need it, but I had a spare slot. I've got multi-cannons, or AX multi-cannons, just in case I can't run away and I have to take some enemies out while I'm doing it. We've also got a big limpet controller because you're going to need a lot of limpets. Oh, and that's another thing. I've got a cargo capacity of 80 and I've filled it with 60, so 3/4 of the way full of limpets. Oh! Now you might say that doesn't leave me much room, but trust me, you will expend limpets like they're going out of fashion. So don't be worried about not having enough cargo room. You're going to use a lot of limpets. Anyway, off we go. So we're on our way. Oh, wibbly wobbly. Alright, so this is probably going to be a Glaive hyperdicting me. And all we're going to do is just boost. I'm going to try anything clever like silent running. We are just going to boost. And because I can boost at almost as fast as the Glaive, I haven't got to worry about my shields going down or silent running or anything like that. We are just going to boost. And if I just zoom in, yeah, it's keeping pace with me. It's not really overtaking me. I'm out of range of missiles. Just keep boosting, and off we go again. And it's that simple. You just need speed. Charges. off we go. Yeah, its missile was just launching just as I left. So that's one advantage of the cutter. Other ships you can do this with that are good, I find, are the Mamba, because it has a useful amount of utility slots, not as many as the cutter, and the Clipper actually is pretty good, but the Clipper only has 4 utility slots, so you can really only fit 1 caustic launcher, maybe a couple of heat sinks, and 1 Thargoid Thargoid neutralizer. I've done it in a Clipper. A Clipper's good because it's fast, but the Mamba is okay. I mean, the other ones, like an Anaconda, you can't really outrun them. You have to possibly either do the silent running trick, where you go silent and escape, or fight your way out. That's another good option. I mean, the Glaives are worth, 4.5 million. But anyway, you want to arrive at the Titan with your shield, basically, and your health. So I'm deliberately going in as fast as I can, so I'm doing a leap of shame. It's actually quicker than trying to do the 6-second rule. I mean, yes, the Type 10 does also have a lot of utility slots, but anyone that's trying to do this at Type 10 is, well, a braver person than me. As I said, this is the safe way, not trying to be the easiest or the most complicated way. And yes, I know you do need a bunch of engineering for this, and we'll talk about that. Actually, after I've done this, I'll show a couple of other things towards the end that are important. But anyway, we're into Tyrannus, and these are, you've got to judge this really well. Drop, and off we go. Now we're into the Titan space. Let's make sure. Oh, I actually had it. This is one of the hard points. And you're basically heading for the red glowy thing. I mean, the target shifts around like thing, but just keep heading towards the red glowy things and you'll be fine. Now, the other advantage of speed is you can boost into this as quick, because you don't want to spend a ton of time out here. The idea is to get into the Titan as fast as you can. And heat doesn't matter too much at this point. Right, let's get rid of that. It's going to purge the heat. Right, it's going to charge. Get so much by the pulse neutralizer, and we boost in. So I keep going. I actually don't go backwards at all. Still going forwards. I did a little bit of boost just as it hit, and we boosted our way through that, or deflected it, or whatever, and in we keep going. I'll do one more boost, and then I think I'll probably be it, because I now want my heat to start dropping. Right, now I can see the asteroids, and that's a good sign, because once you can see the asteroids, that pretty much means you're beyond the resistance shield, whatever it's called, the thing that throws you out of the maelstrom. So we can see the asteroids. I'm still building up caustic damage. I'll throw out another set of sinks in a sec once I think they're all done. Now we're actually just looking for the Titan. So let's purge that. Let's look around. Oh, there's the Titan. So big, scary looking thing. Now all we can do is just run into it. I mean, not literally, hopefully. We just got to make our way in, and I'm now going to start turning things off. Because I don't need these anymore. These can all go off. Beam laser can go off. Yeah, the beam laser absolutely is not your friend in here. So turn on a lot of stuff that's going to generate heat. So all my weapons are now off, but I've still got the shield on. Now that's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I'll come on to that if we need to. If you shield does get hit and recharges, you do generate heat. In fact, I'm actually going to switch power to the systems. So in we drift. Now there's the top of the ship. You know, the big gaping maw. Now you can see these sort of orange stripes. That's where the humans are lurking. It's just beside them. Now the other thing is with the pulse wave scanner, it's not just enough to ping it. You really have to hold the scanner down until it completes. I'll do it again. Wait for it to complete, for it to show the actual splodges that show where the prisoners are lurking. This took me a while to realise because I kept sort of pinging away and nothing was showing up. But now they all show up. And so these green splodges are where we're going to actually get people from. Now, here we go. I am now going to literally shove out all my limpets. Collect limpets going out like there's no fashion. I want to get them all out, ready to collect. Because once the pods come out, they go out a long way and they go out quick, so just shove your limpets out now. Cargo sweeps out. And now we're going to fire the extraction missiles, and I'm going to get in close. Now this is another thing, and we may see this, is... Yeah, extraction missiles can miss. So, if they miss, just change your aim slightly. And release on the blue spot. And now we're rescuing them. That's something I've noticed. Oh, and that's another important thing is, especially if you're using a cutter, put your extraction missile on a center point. Don't put it out on the nacelles or the outriggers or whatever they're called, because it comes in at such a sharp angle, it's really hard to aim. Put it on one of the center line points, and once we're out of the maelstrom, I'll actually show a picture of the ship with its hardpoints deployed. It actually shows that. So I've gathered a whole bunch of humans. Well, humans, zombie humans, who knows? And let's do it again. Missed. Change the target slightly. Try that one, and it goes in. And again. Miss. So an interceptor briefly showed up there. I'm kind of hoping it had some knows me. I'm staying nice and close. I'm at 60% heat. I'm not using the lasers because I don't think the lasers, whilst they cool you down, you're also shooting the ship, and I think it does notice that you're shooting it, even if it keeps you cool. So we're not using anything other than the resting heat of the ship. Right, those are all collected. Probably need to ping again because I've lost the targets. So another ping. Just move around here to this chamber. I'm kind of just ignoring what's going on now. Right, so first attempt failed, second attempt changed the target light. Oh, I missed it. Oh, that's terrible. Alright, so that was a wasted effort. There must be some more around here. Alright, there's some over there. I say, you're not going to run out of these before you get either full or detected. Right, that one's in. Oh god, I missed that one too. That's embarrassing. Better. Right, so there's a bunch more to go and collect. I've got interceptors behind me. Right, so there's a few over this hill. Around. Being upside down is actually a bit better because your collector limpets don't hit the ground so much, although I think they've improved that recently. Right, so I think it's over the other side of this ridge. Oh, alright. Keep firing out limpets. Yeah, you're going to waste a ton of limpets doing this, so don't be afraid to get rid of them. Alright, here's a whole bunch more. Just putting out the limpets. And I'm sorry for any humans that don't get picked up. Well, hopefully the Thargoids will scoop you back up again and we can rescue you another day. Right, so just rescanned, just to block the targets on, and then we go again. Again, I'm at 16%, I'm not using any lasers or anything like that, I'm just lurking around. And yes, I've even got a shield on. With that, to that one. Maybe to the other side. Right, so let's go and grab these ones. Great. Right, there you go. And off go more. Keep putting collectors out. Keep putting collectors out. It's tempting to just keep blasting these, but you're limited just... I mean, I've got 8 collectors out, and you're limited just by how fast you can actually pick things up. So, whilst it's okay to sort of put out a few missiles, just be aware that you can end up sort of not having enough collectors in place to collect everything. I need to turn around because they're back into the ground. Keep firing out collectors. Now you can see I've used up half my collectors. So having that many was not a problem. Right, let's try getting on. No. Aim sight definitely. And that one goes in. There's a few more. Pumping out collectors. Let's see how we're doing. So we've got 28. And so far so good. Thargoids haven't yet noticed me. Once their energy thing goes off, or the blue lightning, whatever you want to call it, goes off, that's probably time to start thinking about getting out of dodge. We're not quite there yet. All these are being picked up. Scan again. Again, remember the scan has to fully complete to actually help. Can't see any there. Is that one? Or is that a... Oh, I'm being targeted now. Oh, I've gone over temperature. That's a scary thing. So I've fired out a heat sink, not using lasers, fired out a heat sink, just to take the temperature back down again. None there. I'm now firing out heat sinks because I think they've spotted me. Let's just move around a bit. See if we can lose them. Right, there's a bunch more. Right, I've got an interceptor on my tail. I don't know if I've lost it. Still got plenty of shield. Let's try grabbing a couple more. Oops. That one went in. Oh, get the lipids out quickly. Right, we're starting to get to the end of this, I think. That's the other thing, if you're running a shield, and maybe I should turn it off, but I'm okay at the moment. If you're running a shield, when the shield recharges, you are expending heat. And Collector's just dying, but you know, they're still picking things up. Still pumping out collector limpets. I can hear one near me. Oh, drill another one. I'm out. Right, let's grab a few more peeps. So, if you can see on the radar scanner, there's you know, interceptors are hanging around. There's clusters of them circling. They're not attacking me. I'm really close to the Titan. And I say the other thing I'm doing is I'm trying to keep my cargo scoop above the Titan, if that makes sense, so the lipids don't run to the ground. I think we're good for another minute or two. See if we can find any more. That's pretty barren. Ping away so we can find the others. And we're under attack again, so yeah, another heat sink. Let's try and lurk down the caverns here. Okay, so I'm firing off heat sinks to keep me cool. No missiles coming in. I think we are definitely getting towards the end of this. Goes in. So you notice that, you know, the drill misses a bunch, but just change your aim slightly and the drill will go in. So just shift it like a degree or two, left, right, up and down until you find it in. You're not going to run out of missiles. You know, well, I've never run out of missiles. I've always run out of time for anything else. Let's see if we can get this one out as well. No. Shift it slightly. Try again. And that one goes in. And a bunch more. I've actually got more collectors out than I can collect, so we have to lurk here. Well, we have to and spin round. Keep the collectors not crashing into the surface. Right now, now this is when the Titan's going a little bit nuts. Now this is going to be awkward because it will raise my heat, it will bump me around, and so we're going to fire off some heat sinks. Yeah, let's fire off a heat sink because it's getting a little bit warm. It's also reacting. It's not happy. And now, here's the problem, is my shield's been damaged. So my shield's recharging, and that does generate some heat. So I'm going to have to watch my heat, and maybe fire off a heat sink or two. So I'm up to 18%. Right, heat sink out. Now, at this point, you could just turn off your shield. I don't really need the shield. And if I was running low on heat sinks, I would turn off the shield. I've actually got enough heat sinks to cope, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep collecting. What are we up to now? 56, not a bad haul. Alright, getting noticed again. Right, I've only got a few collectors left. Last set of collectors coming out. I'm just literally I'm firing them into the ground. So turn upside down. So that was a waste of about 5 collectors. Yes, point away from the ground when you're firing your collectors out. That's why it's always good to do them when you're a little bit away from the ship. But once you're near the ship, once you're near the Titan, remember to turn upside down. Unlike what I just did. We're going to have to leave soon because my gin and tonic is starting to reduce in volume. Never let it be said that since the hedgehog went dry. Okay, that's 67. That's a pretty good haul. And so now I'm going to stop being greedy and basically say, you know what, I've got 8 collectors left. Is there any... Maybe I can grab one more. I doubt it. No, slap straight to the ground. Yeah, okay, we're now under attack. So there comes a point when it's just time to get the hell out of Dodge, and that's what we're going to do. So the cargo suit's going to come in, and we're going to leave. I'm going to pump out a heat sink. And here's the other advantage is I'm quick, so we're just going to get the hell out of Dodge. And that's something I'm going to start looking in a target so I can get away. Oh, you can tell I was in a buckyball race. So this is where we're going to go. We're going to go to the rescue ship. Primarily because you can hand the pods into any place with a search and rescue. But if you hand them into a rescue ship, it actually helps influence the Thargoid War. Now, you could argue that might be a bad thing if you want to continue the Thargoid War, which can be helpful for credits. But anyway, that's a discussion for a different day. I'm basically leaving, and we can put engines to maximum. Shield's not really going to help anymore. Weapons are not going to help anymore. It's all about getting the hell out of dodge, and that's what we're going to do. We're starting to pick up caustic damage again, so time to switch back to our caustic sink launchers. And I'm just boosting out. Now weirdly, if I'm lucky, the Titan may actually produce a wave to push me out. On your way out, that's actually a good thing because it throws you out. And of course, my target is behind the planet. Anyway, so now we're at the cloud. We're going past heat sink purge. Caustic sink purge, and off we go. Oh, I can hear it charging. It's going to boost me out. There it goes. Oh no! I'm being thrown out of the cloud, which is really helpful actually. It doesn't actually do much damage. Off we go. Now the only problem with this is it does mean because I've got to get around the planet, I need to enter Super Cruise, and I could get pulled out of Super Cruise by Glaive. Not super worried if that happens because oh, that's interesting. It's when I got triggered, it reset all of my weapons, reset all of my things. So yeah. So I'm not super worried because I can always just, if a Glaive comes in and grabs me, I can literally just shoot it. Because if you've got 3 Class 3 AX multi-cannons, a Glaive really isn't that much hassle, especially if you've got a shield. And especially because we're leaving rather than coming in. So off we go. So I can at least purge the last of the caustic sinks, and that's it, we're done. And so now it's home for tea and medals. That is a very British thing to say. So this one is just literally a milk run into a search and rescue ship. A rescue ship to hand things into the search and rescue contact. I will do one quick last scan because there was something I was going to show about where the placements are for the weapons. But really, this is now just a milk run back in to hand things in. So, while this is going on, I will quickly ramble on about a couple of things. First of all, I'm using a cutter. I have found the cutter to be by far and away the easiest ship to do this in. I have done this in an Anaconda. The problem with the Anaconda is you cannot get it fast enough to just outrun the Glaives on your way in. So you have a couple of choices. One, you can just go in, succumb, fight the Glaives. You may suffer some damage, at which point go back, hand in your bounties, try again. And you know what? One time out of 4, you will get all the way in without finding a Glaive. So maybe it's just a case of farming the Glaives, collecting the bounties, retrying, and then go in. Alternatively, you can fight them in the Anaconda. Excuse me. And you can put a shield on the Anaconda that holds them off enough, and just go for it with a little bit less hull. I do like going into the Titan with full hull because it means you can sort of suck up some missile attacks and stay cool. But there's other ways around. Again, I want to stress, this isn't the only way to do this. This isn't the best way to do this. This is certainly not the fastest way to do this. But this is by far and away what I found the safest way to do this. The way to take nominal damage. My hull is at 96%. My shields are at 100%. After all of that, it's just a way of doing this that's very little grief. So this is Sinister Hedgehog. Oh no, I haven't signed off yet because I'm actually gonna stop just outside. Yeah, you're still outside the zone. Bear with me just 2 seconds while I overshoot this. Right, that was intentional. I didn't mean to do a loop of shame on that one because it would have been quick and go straight because it's close. Okay, let's just drop that. Right, quickly deploy everything and let's go to the outside camera. Just because, have I deployed everything? Right. Get rid of that. Yeah, so this is the ship. Yes, I've coloured it green. Hopefully the lighting's okay. Right, so. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I got a cannon decal on it. Somewhere there's a Hutton orbital decal on it as well. But anyway, so for AX shooting, I've got the 2 big AX cannons, and these are the super high charged ones that are pre-engineered. They can wreak a real mess of a Glaive very quickly. However, they do suck up a ton of power, so I've actually got just a regular AX multi-cannon here on the front. Because my goal here was to be fast and cool, and really 3X multi-cannons, especially class 3, are more than enough to take out a Glaive. I've actually bunged another one on this nacelle here. Don't need it, but it was so light compared to the mass of the ship that it didn't change my velocity at all. It still let me go at 500 meters a second, so whatever. It did nothing. Well, that's just a regular one because the regular X multi-cannons use a lot less heat and power than the normal ones. Now, under here, it's dark, sorry, but maybe you take my word for it. This is where I've got my extraction missile. And I find this one of the most useful tips of all that I can give. It's on the centerline of the ship. I did have an extraction missile on one of the nacelles, and I spent forever pinging them into the ground because the angle was so off that all they ever did was bounce off. So if you take nothing away from this video other than this one thing, then take this one thing away, which is your extraction missiles need to go in at a fairly straight angle. If they bounce off, change your angle by a couple of degrees, just fire left, right, up, down, whatever, and they will go in, except when you put them on the damn nacelles, at which point they seem to never go in. And that's my one big tip, is on the cutter, don't stick them on the wings. Anyway, that's Since the Hedgehog signing off. I'm now going to hand my... I'm now going to head to the rescue ship. I'll be all done. There's really nothing more to this video. Thank you for watching this far, and I really hope this helped. As I say, I did a previous video about a year and a half ago on getting Guardian relics or sort of Thargoid relics, and again I made that video because I'd been struggling and I'd heard all these horror stories about how difficult it was, and I actually found a way to do it that really was painless. And I feel the same way about this. If you have the right ship, you have the right engineering on it, and yes, you do need engineering for this. I'm terribly sorry that I haven't found a way to do this without doing some engineering, but get a fast ship, get a small shield, and actually, you know what, the shield isn't important. Well, the shield's useful. If you can't do the shield, that's the least of your worries. The big thing is to get speed and to be low heat, and that way you can just get into the Titan without having to faff around with the glaives, and you know, life's just so much easier. So now I need to dock this thing, and of course I've turned off my docking computer, so oh, let's make life easy. There we go. And so that's it. That is a very, as far as I'm concerned, no hassle way of rescuing what, 68 prisoners of the Thargoids. Barely any damage, barely any hassle. Didn't attract the Thargoids at all because I relied on being cold and discreet, and I had a ship that could pretty much do everything I needed to do. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this helps. Farewell. Since the Hedgehog is signing out. Thanks a lot.